on to the next, we hope to be a great wrestling show. And that's this Saturday. WWE presents Fastlane, Matt.
Fastlane, not
Payback Part 2. Payback Part 2.
Fastlane. Payback was it last month?
It was like recently. It was over the summer. So maybe right after.
Damn, I don't know why I'm stuck on that. Okay, got it.
Fastlane. We're in October.
Fastlane.
So maybe it was Payback was in September. Anywho, so right now I was able to only find 5 matches announced so far. So do y'all want to start with what we presume would be the top of the card, or just go for what we know? Where do y'all start?
Let's work what you think is going to be the opener. You know what? No, you're doing it. Book it.
I ain't booking it. I'm just reading what matches are announced and then
I want you to
getting your input. We're doing the normal drill.
You start the show with and then do the main event.
No, last time I did that, I got ran through the mud on the Twitter, on the X. So thank you. I'm gonna just.
I think we had 10% of the vote, and it was only you. we had more than 10 votes, but you were absolutely the only person that voted. Yeah.
I think I had one sympathy vote. Don't play me like that. So.
All right. So what you got?
You know what? Let's just start with how the WWE Network had it listed, or website has it. So what we think might be the opener, we have the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship. We have the Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Damian Priest versus Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. So when I think about this one here, after several weeks of the Judgment Day trying to recruit Jey, and Jey finally putting that line in the sand saying, nope, I'm not joining you. We're here. I think that this was kind of like a really rocky start to this storyline for me. But here we are. We have Cody Rhodes teaming up with Jey Uso. He pulled out his politician card, brought Jey over to Raw. And so now we have the two of them after Adam Pearce confirmed it on Raw just this week. I believe that was this week that he officially announced it, that it was for the championships. What are y'all thinking? Oh, we're going to do it like this. Your anticipation for the match, kind of where you at the number, like our normal thing, 1 to 10. 10 most excited. 1, I can go to sleep. And 2, who do you think is going to win?
Take it, E.
I guess I would say I am a 7 right now, because I keep forgetting there's actually even a pay-per-view coming up, to be honest with you, so I can't say I'm that excited about it. But as far as from a story perspective, I think it's going to be a good match. I'm interested to see what Jey and Cody do. I think it's going to be a lot of storytelling in this match, right? I think at some point we're going to get some kind of Jey and Cody match potentially in the future.
Jey versus Cody?
Yeah, I think we're trying Jey and Cody match, something like that. Yeah,
really.
So I think it's going to be interesting to see where they go in this tag match.
So you got it like a 7. Who you got winning?
I think Judgment Day retains. So I don't know if they, if it count out disqualification, but I think they're going to end up retaining those championships.
I think, it's funny because if there's been times where we have been harsh on AEW booking, I'm going to be harsh on the booking of this match. If it was strictly because of the match, it would be a 0. This came out of nowhere. Yeah, it came out of nowhere. Now, we all love Jey and Cody. So it's not a 0. It's probably about an 8 because I think the match is going to be awesome with Judgment Day against them too. But just from a story perspective,
because Sammy and KO ain't in there.
Oh my God!
Continue,
thank you, please.
Continue.
Thank you, baby Jesus. Thank you, baby Jesus. When they said that they were going to announce, I was like, if they announce another iteration of KO and Sammy, I am not watching. What is this show called? Payback? I'm not watching Payback.
It's
give me about an 8, and I think after Monday night, it'd be cool to see Judgment Day retain due to Drew costing Cody and Jey the titles. It would make perfect sense where the story arc is going right now. And then that's like kind of the official turn of Drew, and then we go Drew and Cody, maybe at Saudi.
So this one for me, I'm going to probably say a 6. Probably just, okay, whatever. I think it has a lot of opportunity because what you just mentioned about Drew, we also have JD McCullough, and then you have the Finn Balor and Damian Priest side. And especially when Mommy came back to Raw this week, she first addressed her Poppy and that he needs to retain it. So, of course, by the time people are listening to this, we would know if he got, or not retain it, if he wins it back. We would know if Dom won it back. I just want to see how that's going to play out. So there's a lot of potential here. A 6. Who do I think is going to win? I don't see a point for Cody and Jay to win the titles, so I'll say that the Judgment Day will retain.
That pop Rhea got,
Mhm.
holy hell on Raw. When they finally do turn her face, she's already big. She's gonna be out of here.
Next we have the LWO versus Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits in a 6-man tag team match. So I had just a couple notes here after the latest beatdown of the LWO, which finally it looked believable. I still feel like Montez.
We here now.
But he still looks a little bit awkward. His anger is a little bit animated.
Better.
It's better,
World's better,
but it still looks kind of animated, a little too animated for me. This one again is a rocky start, and kind of we're here, and I'm excited because they look good. And the last beatdown on SmackDown actually looked good. Yep. So what do y'all think for your excitement, 0 to 10 or 1 to 10, and who's gonna win?
I got a 7. And I thought that Tez looked. I thought he was pretty good, actually.
Yeah, let's go, baby. Absolutely.
Yeah, that was a nice heelish beat down. Yeah, I like the mannerisms and everything. You know, Dawkins was spot on. But man, I don't know. Like this LWO thing, whatever they're doing, it's taking a long time to get to where it's going. Like we're getting some slow burn storytelling, but at the same time, we all kind of feel like Santos is gonna be the one that turns, because I don't think Ray's ever been a heel.
No,
that's one thing, right? He's never been.
I don't think
maybe when he was part of.
Not in WWE. I don't think.
No, I think the closest we would have gotten from a heel Ray was back in the Filthy Animals, and that was like 50 years ago, right?
Yep.
But I started thinking about when I was actually watching that show. If the LWO turns heel, you got Bobby Lashley and his crew heel, the Bloodline heel, LWO
Judgment Day.
You got think about just on SmackDown. So you got 3, heel factions on SmackDown. That's on a 2-hour show. That's kind of crowded.
Especially when I was like, do we have any face? Would there be any face factions?
We don't have any, but you typically don't, right? Because you don't see a lot of face factions. They don't, not for long term.
But even tag team.
What's the name? No, your boy. How'd you forget Uncle Al?
Oh yeah, but they don't work.
Al is hurt, ain't it?
No, their group. Their faces. Don't see his faces.
Yeah, they are. But it was working well. But I started thinking, man,
maybe they don't work.
It don't work. But then I started thinking, like, maybe they don't turn. Like, maybe this is just some kind of storyline that maybe Santos breaks away from the whole thing and does his own thing. Maybe
that's what I kind of thought or think is that if it wasn't be a heel turn, it would be just Santos. And maybe it was coming on Friday. If you remember, Ray went to go shake his hand and he didn't shake his hand yet. And that's when the Prophets came in and jumped him. So you still don't know where he's feeling about Ray at this point, which I thought was great. But yeah,
so from a story, it's there, right?
Yeah. Yep. So you're going 7, and then you're going who you got winning? There's no way that Bobby and the Prophets.
Yeah, right? Bobby and the Prophets have to win that. They have to,
unless this is just a part of the story again where they don't
Bobby
take that.
Gets a lashing, on them again. Yep. But then didn't he give him one last chance? Like, if you don't do this again, you're no longer part of my crew. Didn't he kind of tell him that?
Who's in the match for LWO?
I don't think they've announced it yet, have they?
Just Rey Mysterio challenged Bobby. So, it got to be the 3 of them. So it has to be everybody but Zelina.
No, it's 4 of them.
It's 4 guys.
It doesn't show right now.
It doesn't show who the LWO is. Raul and DJZ. What's his name, man?
Wow, he's always been DJZ to me.
DJ, who? What is these names y'all talking about? Y'all got some names on y'all.
Hakeem.
Joaquin.
Wilder.
He said Hakeem.
Hakeem Wilder.
This ain't the African dream, Hakeem.
Hey, I was close. I got y'all where I need to go. You
sure did. I'll come back. It didn't say it. It says LWO versus Bobby Lashley. So on the picture,
that's really interesting. It doesn't say it, huh?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't say it here. Nope. On the picture,
because that may give us our answer. That could give us our answer.
On the picture,
if
they
it's
have
like Santos, Ray, and then one of them. The answer may be different than if it's Ray and then just the tag team and Santos is not involved.
So on here on WWE, it's saying Cruz del Toro, Joaquin Wild. And then they have Zelina Vega. So I don't know. So there we
All
go.
right, whatever.
Yeah.
So then, let's go.
Yeah.
For me, excitement level is like 6.5, 7, and that all the excitement level is just for me to be able to see now what the Profits look like working an actual heel match, where they are the bona fide heels with Bobby, and then I'm gonna go Bobby and the Profits.
Completely ditto over here. But I want an ass whooping. I want like a beat down. And Montez, you've come a long way being a bad guy. I still, that final image, he had that mean mug that was still super animated. Just tone that down a little bit.
Oh no, he keeps that. And that's how he takes all his pictures too. It's like, dude,
No,
you're gonna do the thing with the lip, but then like you
yeah.
smiling like, yeah.
He reminds me of John Cena in his animation. So this, I think, is maybe no, it's not my main event, but it has a potential to be my main event, and it's the women's championship match. Io Sky, Charlotte Flair, and Asuka. So pretty much, you know how we got here. Asuka start cussing them out, and what did Bayley do? Bayley's like, "Yeah, you're on.
Bayley,
yeah, she's gonna do this triple threat match with you." And then what did Io say? She's like, she didn't even say that.
I didn't say that. In the most clear English ever. I didn't say that. No, did she say that's not what she said?
That's not what she said. And then she's like, why did you do that? And again, so you have Bayley being as
set her up.
Crazy mastermind of just whatever for her, whatever that's gonna self-sustain Bayley. So I think that this has potential to be a really, really great match. You mentioned Kyrie saying, I don't know how I forgot about that. Any word of when she's coming back?
So the initial word before was November.
Okay.
But then I think it may be sooner than that. But who knows? I don't know if she shows up Saturday. But I just know it's coming, and I'm sure she's going to SmackDown. Especially if they have just because they have Jade pegged for Raw.
Yeah.
There's got to be, you got to kind of balance the power of the new people coming in.
Well, for me though,
so you're really, really high on this match, huh?
Yeah. So for me, I'm going to give it a 9, and because I think her reign needs a boost, I'm going to say Io Sky is going to retain. What about y'all?
So let's talk. Let's do wrestling like check right here. Like, how does Bayley get to decide who and when does Io defend against? Like, how can she just say? Like, is she like the manager? Like, does she have power of attorney?
She's the translator.
Like, how can she just? How can she, put this woman in the match?
I agree.
Who clearly doesn't want to be in the match? Like, that's one thing I don't want to get. But on a scale, go ahead. What do you think?
I was gonna say, because I think Io she's a fighting champion, so she's gonna fight. So even if Bayley does do some dumb shit like she did, she's gonna be like, all right, my beef is with you, Bayley. I'm still gonna do the match, but Bayley, I'm beefing with you. But go ahead.
Yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna say a 0.
Ooh.
For this match. I'm gonna try really hard to go boo boo during this match.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, so
that's
I'm good.
Insane. You were the same guy that came out here a month ago and went on a soliloquy about women's wrestling. I'm not at a 0. I understand why you're at a 0, because I'm not high on this really either. I would much rather have another rematch, singles match with Asuka and Io. I'd be all about that. I'll be at a 10 if that happened. But like I said, they're not forcing Charlotte, because I don't ever want to say that, because I think when it's all said and done, she will be a GOAT of women's wrestling. But like she just comes out of nowhere and then she gets a title shot, and then she leaves, or they do nothing with her on TV, and then it's pay-per-view time again, and then she gets in another title match. So I think the match is gonna be good. Every match is gonna be good, but like I'm probably at like a 4 on this, just because I feel like she's being pigeonholed, like she's being stuck in it. I don't like it. And give me Io. I think Io wins. It'd be a travesty if she doesn't.
See, the problem with these women matches, and this is, I still don't understand how you don't get where I'm coming from with the women thing. It's not the women wrestlers, it's the storylines, it's the creative they're given. And I think they need to.
I know, I get that, but I'm saying you still can be excited for it, because this is excitement levels. You can still say like,
I'm not, because like Charlotte, like I wish I cared more about Charlotte. It's just that she's done like she more than anybody will kind of benefit like a change of scenery. I just don't like. I like the woman. I think she looks good. She's phenomenal. But she just doesn't interest me anymore. And
speaking of that too, Andrade to WWE, Aleister Black to WWE. Keep going.
You see,
Hey.
Zelina posted that video where her and Alistair or Malachi.
Hey, but the thing, like, let's stay with there for just let's pause. Stay with there for a second. Like, they got long-term contracts. I don't think they're gonna be there for some time.
I thought, okay.
I don't think
know
it's
why
up.
I thought, okay. I thought
Maybe it is.
one
Though.
of them.
I thought it's...
Well, I mean, we say long term. If they signed in like 2020 or 2021, I don't know if it's a 3-year deal.
2021. Yeah.
Okay.
It was a 3-year or 4-year deal, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think that Io, like this storyline, with her as champion, I don't think they've done her any favors. I think she's been kind of a lame duck champion the way they booked her. And then Asuka, I don't think they did a whole lot with her. Like, I just don't think this story. I don't think they have anything compelling for these women to do.
Yeah,
and it's unfortunate.
So what would they have
Hey,
to
but
do?
Jay's
And this
coming
is
to
a-
save the business.
No, she's going to
to
Raw.
save the business.
But she's going to Raw. She's going to Raw. And they'll put all that pressure on her. But so then what would, and this is just hypothetically speaking, because again, there's just too many factors here, but what would they have to do? And I'll say they for like these three here. What had to happen for you to be engaged for this Fastlane match?
For
So
this,
you don't
for
wanna-
it to be what it is as a triple threat match.
Yeah, well, because he said he was going to go try to use the bathroom at the time. It says 0, and that he does care about women wrestling. It's just that he doesn't care about this. What would that story had to have looked like to E for you to say, well, you know what, I do want to give it a shot?
I would have taken Charlotte out of this one altogether, to be honest with you. And I think they should have seriously built up Io as a fighting champion. I think they could do something. I do like. I think there's a story with her and Bailey for her to eventually break away, because But I think that they would have needed to, like, Bailey is kind of a silly heel character. When we talk about like the heel characters like Christian and like Swerve, like these evil characters, they should make Bailey more evil, to make her more unlikable. To really do something to make like, hey, you know what, Io, you got to get away from this woman. She's bringing you down. They should give you more reason to hate Bailey and make you want to cheer Io in the way that you kind of want to see her break away from this heel faction. And with Asuka, I think that with the makeup, like, she's just not sinister enough for me. I don't know what it is, but they should have made her a little more like dominant and more insidious in some type of way, to where you want to see this potential babyface breakout star in Io, like, get her win over this dastardly heel Asuka, at the same time trying to break away from this heel faction that she's part of. Something along that lines. But I don't think we've gotten really that story. It's been a lot of silly stuff.
Mm-hmm. That's your point with Bailey. She definitely could have been more, or can be more, diabolical, versus, like you said, just like a joke. All right, so this is probably one of y'all favorite main events right now coming up. So we have John Cena versus LA Knight, Jimmy, and Solo.
There it is, 301. Tell you, it would have been the best thing ever.
When we talk about a rocky start, this was definitely a rocky start. Whether we thought it was going to be AJ as his teammate, then COVID strikes. Ultimately, we are finally here. We have LA Knight and John Cena versus Jimmy and Solo. I will say that I think that this Jimmy story is starting to come together. Still don't know really what's happening, but I'm getting the vibes that he's trying to be the head of the table based off of some of the moves and decisions that he's making. But it is taking a little bit of time to tell this Jimmy story. I am here for it because I do like all the people that's in the match here. Excitement level for me, I'm going to just shoot and say an 8. And again, because I don't know where the story is going to go, let's just say John Cena and LA Knight. I just picked that.
I'm going to go another 7. And it's weird, I always come here and say, like, I care about stories and characters, and there's a lot of story and character on this show. I'm just not overall not that interested in the pay-per-view. Maybe because I've been pay-per-viewed out for the past couple weekends,
sure.
And we've had so much going on.
And it could be because like you've seen Payback and you don't want to see it again. Like, I feel you on that, man. Like, it feels like we just saw this pay-per-view. I understand.
But I do think, as Rhodesia said, I think the story is getting there. I think Jimmy's starting to come into his own. I think he started becoming the Marty Jannetty to Shawn Michaels as being Jay. But I think Jimmy is starting to come on to his character. I think he's starting to figure it out. He's kind of like that swarmy, like that loudmouth guy. Like he's becoming that guy, and I think it's very interesting to see. And he's actually kind of rubbing off on Solo, because now Solo feel like he got to like back up all this bark that Jimmy's doing for the family, and it's an interesting dynamic. And LA Knight is he's #1 merch seller, right? So
yes, sir. In
they're
September,
putting him,
over everybody.
They're putting him in a position to where he can get the rub from John Cena, which is good. So I'm a 7. I'm interested to see where they go with the storyline.
So you're at a 7. Who you got winning?
And who's you winning?
Who I got winning? LA Knight and Cena.
0% chance they lose this match.
Who is that?
It is Cena and LA Knight.
Zero.
And I'm at a 10. I'm at a 10
Zero.
because the Bloodline story is about to pick up. They lose on Saturday. Roman Reigns is back on SmackDown next Friday. We are back. We are back in business. Yep.
Okay. So the 7 inning stretch is done, huh? We're about to start off top of the 8. Or is the 7 inning before the 7 inning?
Well, remember, no. He said, no. They said we were in the 3rd inning.
Yeah, but
I'm saying
it's the 7 inning right now.
Feels like we were in extra innings. This shit is like the 13th inning. It's supposed to have been gone 4 innings ago.
You said it's 1 a.m. in the morning.
It is. We all know that. If you are a baseball fan and that damn game just keep going on and on, you like, can y'all please? At this point, I don't care if my team loses. Somebody just hit a home run, so I go to bed.
Yes.
This is ridiculous.
All right. So Matt, you said 10,
and that's my main event because we only have one more match left, right?
That's it. That's why I said I thought this would have been one of y'all main events.
Yeah.
And then we go to what they're building as the main event, and they should actually. And it is the WWE Championship. We have Seth Rollins versus Shinsuke Nakamura. So what I loved about this build up to the storyline, even though we just saw it again, this Payback Part 2, right? We've seen Shinsuke do a lot of his video vignettes and packages where it's in Japanese, and so it sounds more believable. And I absolutely love the video packages. For on Raw, he had like a little diversion that he did where he played a video on the Titantron and he came and jumped Seth pretty bad. So that absolutely built me up to my excitement level for this match, and I think rightfully so. It's in the main event spot. I'm actually going to give this a 9, and I think that Seth is going to retain the championship. Although they keep talking about his back problems, I just don't see a WWE right now where Shinsuke is the champion. And that might not be fair to say to Shinsuke because I love him so much, but I think Seth will retain, and I'm at a 9 excitement level.
I'm at a 4.
Is that FOO?
4? I don't care about this match. I believe that Seth is going to end up winning. I saw someone pose an interesting question online, and they said that they thought that, well, I think more maybe it was a statement. Who's the better champion, Gunther or Seth? And they had a picture of, Gunther in his suit looking distinguished. I said, you know what? I think maybe I'm going with Gunther because I care more about Gunther and his reign and who he's challenging than I care about the past couple of matches that Seth has put on.
That's
I think
a really hard question.
Maybe Gunther for me is the better champion. He's not on this show.
Better champion.
So can we pause right there?
I'm gonna go out and say he's the best champion in their company right now.
I'm not going to argue that
all.
Because
whoever it would be one of them two, right? Regardless, wouldn't it? Even if you said Seth, wouldn't Seth be the best right now?
Right.
I'd say so. You can't say Roman. You can't say, unfortunately,
the women
Rhea
at this point.
Whatever on people who just say stuff. That's a really good question. Who do I think is the better champion right now? I mean, Gunther's didn't fat. I mean, for me, my personal taste is Gunther.
Absolutely.
For me, for what I like and what I'm into, it's absolutely Gunther. I just think they set this. I hate repeating myself, but we have this rematch for no reason. The first match should have ended in shenanigans. Didn't give us a reason to have a last man standing match, and they didn't do it. So
you don't think so?
I'm at like a 2. I'm at like a 2, and I thought the Raw segment was awesome, a hell of a go home segment for that. But I don't believe it, and you can't take the belt off of Seth yet because that's what CM Punk's going to do. So
Wow. Okay.
you got to keep the belt on.
Okay.
Wasn't the best. I'm going to reserve judgment on Tegan until she wrestles Becky,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll just leave it at that.
But the character itself, do you think that this one can last?
Yes, because but we don't know what the character she is.
Okay.
So,
Okay. But just a look though.
But at the end of the day, I think this is going to be what I said I hate is just always a good showing.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully that turns into maybe a heel turn or something. Give me something.
But they are giving her a shot to Rhodey's point though, and that's a welcome change.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
because they didn't release her,
Yeah.
and I just knew she was going to be on the chopping block, and she didn't get released. I'm like, okay, well maybe they do something with her this time, and it looks like that they were trying to do that. So I'm actually really excited to see.
Matt asked me during Raw, like when Cedric wrestled, he's like, "Why didn't they release Cedric?" I didn't have a good answer for him.
And then what happened?
My
30
answer
seconds later.
My answer was like, because they can't release everybody. But
why can't they?
Because I don't think they're going to do something with him. I
No,
don't.
they're not going to.
But you saw what they did. They buried him.
Yeah, he got squashed.
He was a
let
jobber.
that man be free. Let that man be free.
And my last one, we have to give flowers when flowers are due. Man, that Ciampa and Gunther match on Raw. My goodness. Thank you. This was the display of Ciampa. Well, first off, how it even just started on, at first we thought we were going to get this at Fastlane, and we found out that no, we're going to get it on Raw after Fastlane. And then they were like, no, pulled up Master Okie doke. And then they was like, no, we're going to do it tonight. Just the passion we heard out of Ciampa. Like, to me, if I was not an NXT Ciampa fan, I probably would have been like, oh, this dude is about some business. Like, and he ain't scared of Gunther, and he's going after him.
Great promo. That was a great promo.
It's wonderful.
I don't know if word was online of how that was working out, that we were getting Ciampa and Gunther on Raw, but I'm glad I didn't know when I saw it, because I was like, man, that was fantastic. How they switched it from next Monday, let's just do it tonight. Because they always say that, right? The face always wants to match tonight. The heel's like, no. And Gunther's like, no, let's do it. I thought it was great. I thought the match brought back a ton of that black and gold NXT vibe again, with the hard hitting and presenting Ciampa the way he's supposed to be.
Yep.
They got some work to do when they'll get there, but they got some work to do with Johnny Gargano. Give that man back. Give that man back Rebel Heart as a theme song. That music hit. Nobody knew who he was, so the reaction wasn't the best. That's a bad look. Give him Rebel Heart. They're going to do this tag team. The matches are going to be incredible. He's going to get over. But I hated to see that for him. He's been off TV for months. His music hits, and like nobody even knows who he is.
I don't know if the audience even knows Rebel Heart, to be honest with you, because not a lot of the WWE universe follow NXT.
That's true too.
So there's that. But
I would have known who it was.
You would have known. But like at the same time, but I knew who it was too. But I did like the DYI comeback tour that's happening. I was a little disappointed. I thought it was my Sling TV that we get the pose into the finish, and it just cuts out. Like, what kind of cliffhanger is that?
Like, damn.
I had to go online to see it.
Nah,
it was 3 seconds off.
What did we say? I was like, look at them doing AEW's moves right there.
I definitely was like, damn, they took it personal edge when they was like, all right, we'll just do your finish and not show it. That's like something AEW would do as soon as the match is over. See you next week.
Oh, I hated it.
That would suck.
Hated it.
That's a wrap for me, y'all.
All right, then let's go ahead and wrap this thing. Rhodesia, once again, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Of course. I'll see you in like 30 seconds, and we'll get this Cabernet that you've been talking about. Eshaun, Saturday, man. Payback. I need you locked in. I know you said there's a lot of matches on here you don't care about, but we got a Sunday pod to do. No, it's Payback. I'm going with it now. The hell with it.
Okay.
It's Payback.
On Saturday.
Lock in, baby. So on Sunday,
on Saturday.
No. Our podcast is on Sunday, Rhodesia.
Oh, I thought you
Our
said
podcast is on Sunday.
What is happening? Hey, let's wrap up. What's happening?
Okay. Podcast is on Sunday. Everybody that supports the pod, we love you. Thank you for listening to us twice a week. We appreciate you guys. Shout us out on the socials. That's F&W on Twitter, the X, and Instagram. Of course, YouTube. That's Freakin Wrestling. We are there. Excited to talk about Sunday because we got Dynamite. I think Dynamite's going to be a really good show, too. They're saying it's the first show of the new era, so maybe something else happens in the Bucks. Teased online that they have a surprise.
Sweet.
tonight on Dynamite. So that should be fun. So we will talk about all that and need more on Sunday. See you guys then. Peace.